Live with the Genesis GV80 running solo today. Again, that means unfortunately I won't be able to drive this one, but I will answer all your questions. And then I've got the POV drives. The POV day drive is up right now. POV night drive is coming in 2 days. Walk around will be up tomorrow. So look for all those on the channel. For now, let's just dive into your questions on the GV80. I'm going to turn this bad boy around. And there it is. Okay, so let's get to the questions first. I've got them from printed out from Instagram. If you want to follow me there, at MilesPerHr. Also on TikTok, putting out daily videos there. And then these are also from YouTube's community page. And this is the Genesis, hey Rashad TV. This is the Genesis GV80 3.5T Advanced. So it's kind of like mid-upper level with the larger powertrain. So the first question is from Tyson, and he asks for a backseat tour. So let's do that. I'm doing very well today, Rashad TV. How are you? Hello, Ariane. Okay, did I accidentally? Nope. Just didn't unlock the back seats. Ben, I said I would do a live Q&A in 20 minutes, 2 hours ago. No, I said 2:30. So sorry about that confusion. 2:30 p.m. Okay, so here is the back seat setup in the GV80. Sorry, there's a mixture of light here. I really like this color combo. We've got the Himalayan Grey Metallic on this tan colored interior, and it's actually a duotone. So it's kind of a taupe leather here and then a tan leather here. It's a beautiful combo. So these seats can slide forward or backwards, and this is available as a 3-row SUV. So that would be useful if you have a third row, people in third row, and you want to see. This is a live stream, Soren. So if you wanted to give them more legroom, then you could do that. But you can also angle the seats down, decreasing the back angle. This is difficult to do one-handed, let me tell you. All right, pull down, sorry, and angle. There we go. So there are the back seats, angled down, and that's a really good amount of recline. I'm gonna hop in here and show you what the legroom situation's like. So I'm gonna slide it all the way back. See if I can angle this down, down, down. All right, so this is me at 6 feet tall, and the foot pockets are nice and big so I can slide my feet under there. And then I've got, 3 inches of knee room there. Headroom's also very good. I'm gonna try to turn it around. It's gonna be difficult. Am I gonna do it? Let's see. Is it turned around? There we go. Okay, so this is with the seat reclined. If I put it kind of like where it's normally gonna be, I still have an inch of headroom, so that's pretty solid. So the back seats are very spacious, and I've got a third zone of climate control here. And then these rear seats are heated. I've got 2 USB ports here and an AC socket. So yeah, really nice digs. And then I have an additional, it is a luxury vehicle limit. So the Genesis is the luxury brand from the Hyundai Kia brand work. So you've got your own moonroof here, not sunroof because it doesn't open, but then that one opens right there. All right, next question. Again, first doing the ones from Instagram, at MilesPerHr, and YouTube's community page, and then I will get into the other questions. How much is it, asks Rashad. This vehicle, as tested, is $65,775. Again, this is on the upper end of the spectrum. There's one level higher than this. I think it's called the Prestige, and that is $70,000. So this is pretty high up there at $65,000. And honestly, I don't even think you need a higher level than this. This comes with so many goodies that I really can't justify a higher price point for this one. Some other upgrades you get are like 22-inch wheels. These are 20-inch wheels. Don't think it's necessary. And some of the other goodies that you can get in that one, I don't think are necessary. Honestly, this price point for what you're getting is amazing. Nina, this is the 3.5 twin turbo V6. And Lomit, it is the Genesis GV80. All right, next question. This one from Blake. Do you think Genesis needs to have an AMG MRS rivaling kind of moniker, like a performance brand is really what he's asking here. Do we think he needs that to be successful? I think they're going to be successful based on this product, based on the actual vehicles that they're putting out. I think they're going to be successful just like this. I don't think they need a performance brand to be successful, although I do think they would really benefit from that. Hyundai has its N performance line, and you've got Albert Biermann heading the ex-BMW M development lead, heading up that. And so they've got really good performance models coming to the Hyundai. I would love to see the Porsche meets performance for Genesis. That would be awesome. I don't know what they would call their performance line. If you have an idea of what they should call it, comment, because I'm so curious. Better than the GLE, I think as a value proposition, 100%. Sorry, the camera is going all wonky here. Yeah, I think as a value proposition, this is honestly, in my opinion, this is the best sub 100,000 non-performance luxury SUV you can buy. Sorry, that sounds like a lot of qualifiers, but if you think about all the offerings that are within those categories, that really says something. This is an amazing SUV. Next question from Blake and Sandy Patrol. They both asked this in different ways. How is the ride quality / suspension? Ride quality and suspension in the GV80 is fantastic. I had also read mixed things, as Blake was suggesting in his comment, and I was really pleasantly surprised with the ride quality of this. On paper, you think, okay, it's got a McPherson strut front suspension, multi-link rear. It's not the sophisticated, double wishbone, double A-arm front suspension that usually improves ride quality and all that. And it doesn't have air suspension or anything like that. And that's a great question, Bradley. I think that this ride quality is just as good as air suspension vehicles. It's just as good as double wishbone front suspension vehicles. They really dialed in the damping very nicely. It's not like, how do I describe this? It's not like springy mattress soft, like where you're just kind of like undulating around with the vehicle, but it's really very plush. It's a really nice ride. Ben, she handles very well. I was also impressed in that way. It handles confidently, not necessarily engagingly, and that's where the performance end to the Genesis brand would really be. Okay, all right, and we're back. And we are back. Okay, sorry about that. We lost pretty much everyone who was in the video. Sorry, I'm not sure what was going on with YouTube. Back to the questions. So Todd asks if it's best in class looks inside and out. Certainly inside, I think the cabin is fantastic. For what you're paying, for what you're getting, the material quality is superb. I want to show you some of this stuff. Some of the details in this cabin, because it's all about the details. This is where they really excel, Genesis, with their interior designs. Look at these knurled finishes that they have on all of the selectors, and there's one on the steering wheel. There's knurled finishes even on the seat positions, on the door mirror controls, on the window switches. They just spent time with the quality of the details on the inside of this glass drive selector, on the infotainment. Just all the touch points are so nice. This matte wood trim is really exceptional. Even the patterns on the seats are pretty neat. So it's the details that really help the GV80 stand out. And that is why I think it is such a great value. You're getting details that you would have to pay over $100,000 for in other SUVs. And here they're in a $65,000 as tested, $65,000 SUV. The GV80 starts at about $50,000. So it's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. All right, next question from Pablito asks for a self-park demo. I'm not able to do a self-park demo because, well, a couple of reasons. One, I really shouldn't drive and operate this camera at the same time. But two, the self-park operation really only works if there are other vehicles in the parking spaces. Like, it won't even pick up that there are spaces if it's all empty. I've tried it on the Kia Telluride, and so it's going to be the same system for the GV80. So I know that won't work. I could show you the smart park features. Close this up. So you get the key out here. That's what the key looks like. And if I lock it, I can remote start it by holding this. It is a handsome car, George. I completely agree with you. So the car is started now, and I can use the key to walk it forward or backwards. Now, I wish I had actually done this back at my house because I've got a single car garage where this really comes in handy. If you are not sure that you can get into the door without kind of banging the door against the side of the garage, then something like this is so useful because you could just back the car out. So let's back it up here. This you have to hold for quite a while before it actually communicates to the car. It's time to back up. There we go. So this is Smart Park in action. And then you can also work it forward. And again, it takes a second for it to say yes, it's actually what you want it to do. And the moment you let go of the button, the vehicle will stop. So you can kind of be exacting with this. Make sure you get it all the way in the garage, but then stop before you hit that bike that's parked in there. So that is the Smart Park functionality. Again, I can't show that's the Smart Park. I can't show the Self Park because it won't pick up on the spaces that are around us without other vehicles in there. So let's turn off the car. Puts on the e-brake, and then it turns off. And getting to the other questions here before we get to the ones on YouTube. Thanks, you guys, again, for tuning in and for being patient. How does the front look with the headlights and DRLs and turn signals on? So, DRLs are not on right now. Let's just go put it in accessory mode. Sorry, just whacked the camera. All right, so it's an accessory, and we'll put it on the parking lights. So we can show you the DRLs in the front. Yeah, it's gonna be upset because I have the key in my pocket. Sorry about that super long beep. Wow, that's bad. So here are the daytime running lights. And you can see this stack design is mimicked in other places on the vehicle. So you can follow this around. It's a wraparound headlight here. And then you can see it on these side markers. Those will also illuminate the turn signals when we do that. Yeah, no rudeness on here, please, folks. And then back here, the tail lights are so cool. You've got this kind of 3D effect. At night, you can really see this, but you've got an inner light and an outer light, and it just has this dimensionality that's so awesome. I love these tail lights. So those are the headlights and tail lights. And then turn signals, I want to show you that, because then you can see the full, man, I hate that sound. All right, leaving the key in the car now, because it doesn't like if I have the key on it and the car is in accessory mode. So here are the turn signals you can see on those side marker lights. You can see them from the wraparound headlights, and you can see them from the tail lights. So you definitely know which direction the vehicle is going, if it's going towards you, from the side of the car. The rear turn signals are not amber. They are that same red. Good question, Bradley. Okay, so turn signals off. I do want to spend more time in this interior because it is fantastic. All right, next question from SG. How does the front look with headlight? Oh, already asked that question. How is the engine? Is it new? Asked Daniel. So the GV80 is offered with two powertrains. You can have either a 2.0 turbo as the base engine that makes 300 horsepower. I've driven that one as well. It was pretty darn good. Like actually very potent, and having that be the entry level, making 300 horsepower compared to 248 horsepower for the Audi Q7 and mid 200s as starting figures for most of its competitors. 300 horsepower for its base turbo is very good. You can upgrade to this. It is the twin turbo 3.5 liter V6. Dust on the engine cover not included, and it makes 375 horsepower, and it makes 391 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60 is 6 seconds flat as quoted by Genesis. Probably does it quicker. In my experience, it definitely felt faster. And it's connected to an 8-speed automatic gearbox. Bradley, I will get to your question in just a sec about how it stacks up against X5 and X6 and their 3-liter turbocharged inline 6. Just a sec. Next question. How is the baby doing? Asked Venti Times. Thank you so much for asking that question, Venti Times. My baby girl is doing very, very well. She'll be a month old in a couple days here. That's wild how time flies. She'll be a month old very soon. And Christina is doing well, recovering with the baby and just spending time at the house right now. We will be moving shortly here, so you're going to see a different background for the live Q&As, for the walkarounds, for the POVs, so look forward to that. And the last question from the pre-questions here is, does the power feel adequate for its size? Asked Yvonne. Definitely. So especially this twin turbo V6, but even the turbo 2-liter 4-cylinder feels really robust and appropriate given the size of the vehicle. It in no way feels underpowered. The base engine and this one, no way feels underpowered. I am going to start it up too. The soundtrack isn't anything to write home about, and I'm not able to get back there. Can't be in 2 places at once doing this solo, but let's start it up. And then I'll give it a couple revs and hang this out to the side so you can hopefully hear it. Yeah, again, very difficult to hear, sorry. Not super close to the exhaust, but not the most soul-stirring soundtrack, let's put it that way. Yeah, I completely agree with you, Lomit. The light signatures are great in this vehicle. I like this paint job as well. The metallic flake is so clear on the surface. Okay, so Sam, let me give your thoughts on the gauge cluster. So that is one of the upgrades that you would get for the top of the line Prestige model. You get a full digital instrument cluster. This one just has this half, kind of this portion over is instrument cluster, and it's not the most compelling visuals here. Basic functions, basic information. But let me hang on. Go back in time now to the earlier questions. I want to answer them in the order that they were asked. Thank you guys so much for your patience as we got through those pre-questions. Okay. Which package is this, Nina? This is the advanced package. So this is the 3.5 twin turbo, so the upgraded engine, all-wheel drive, advanced package. George, hello. It is luxury. This is the 3.5, Nina. Agree that it's beautiful. Okay. Hang on, while we're waiting. I don't like that it always locks the doors after just a second. I will be reviewing, Nina, the 2022 MDX. That's going live on this coming Monday. So look forward to that. I already answered Ben how it handles very well. Does it handle better than the GLE? No. I'm going to say the GLE and the X5 both handle a little more precisely, and more importantly, they engage you in the drive slightly more the X5 than the GLE. Sorry about all the lag that we were having there for a while. Here's the back. I don't think I showed you guys the back yet. Clean, and also notice that it's a very low back here. So in terms of real estate, it's really centered on the bottom half of the vehicle. So the headlight or the tail lights aren't high or anything like that. It's all kind of low down. Okay, sorry, reading up on your questions, guys. I'm looking forward to the G70 as well, Todd. I want to see how that vehicle feels. Looks very good, especially because it's similar to the GV80's design. Does it handle better than GLE? Okay, so we've already kind of asked that question or answered that question. No, I think the GLE handles just a little bit better, a little more confidently, though this in no way doesn't feel like a premium vehicle handling. Steering wheel look. Great question, Nina. I really disliked this steering wheel at first, and it's still not my favorite. I much prefer a 3-spoke design. It's just it's their unique spin on, not that they're the only ones who've done a single bar across, but their look at a luxury cabin, and I still prefer a 3-spoke look. Something about this is just odd to me, this empty space down there, but it's really not bad, and you get used to it. Okay. Okay, yeah, Todd, you do get used to the steering wheel, I agree. Yes, George, great point. I'm not holding it right now. I'll go pick that up. But the key fob is sensational. I love the design. And even this, speaking of details on this vehicle, even this has incredible, so first of all, this is not just hard plastic. This has texture and feels really nice. The Genesis emblem on the other side is so good. The beveled edges on the bottom, like the details, and this doesn't, none of this feels cheap. Even beveled edges on the top. It's It's a really hefty, good quality feeling key. You pull this out and you feel like you bought a premium vehicle. Whereas so many other vehicles that I was just in or just driving, you just have this normal key and you feel like, why did I just spend all that money on that vehicle? They clearly don't even put the effort into the key fob. This is like a good representation of the Genesis brand. Surprising luxury in all sorts of places. I disagree, J20. I don't think Hyundais are junk. Navigator or GV80, asked George. I really like the new Navigator. That's a great question. But the new Navigator really can get up there in price. This one, honestly, this is how I'd spec my GV80. Not necessarily exactly this color combo, but this package level at $65,000, you can't get the same amount of luxury in a Navigator for that price. You got to spend more. So I might lean a little towards the Genesis. And all the tech that you're getting in the Genesis is so good. Okay. So now getting to Bradley's question, does this feel quicker than the X5 inline 6 and GLE inline 6? Oh, geez, my goodness, this whole key fob thing. Sorry, I keep forgetting about that. Does this feel quicker? Not if it is at all, not noticeably. It doesn't feel slower, but it feels about right. The 375 horsepower could be, let's put it this way, it could be slightly misleading, almost being 400 horsepower. You think that's like just going to be dramatic performance. It's very peppy. It doesn't feel like a performance SUV. It feels like very thoroughly powered and in no way underpowered, but it's not going to thrill you. Let's put it that way. Does it bend around corners? No, you mean like, is there chassis flex or is there body roll? No, it feels very stable in corners. Price at Zoni. This is $65,000 as tested. The GV80 starts at just under $50,000. Oh, the headlights, do they bend around corners? That's a good question. I didn't notice that they did, but that's a great question. I'm not sure, Bradley. I'm not sure if they are adaptive headlights. Jocelyn, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Is it good in off-road? Well, I'll tell you what, it has a center locking differential, so it's going to be more capable than the average vehicle. I'll show you where that button is in this interior. Right there, so you can lock the center differential and prevent, or if one of the axles is slipping more than the other, then you can lock it up and transfer the power so it's not being wasted, transfer it to the wheels that do have traction. So yeah, just, man, look at this interior. The matte wood trim is gorgeous. I'm getting off topic here, sorry guys. And then this touchpad with all your climate controls is really cool. And I realize it's hard to see here, but there's actually not a ton of glare to the naked eye. You can see this very easily, and it's super responsive. So you got heated and ventilated seats here. These seats are also massaging. At the $65,000 price point, you've got massaging seats. That's awesome. Take in the next vehicle. Oh, you want to know? Well, so it's been raining a ton, which is why I didn't get to do a live Q&A for this vehicle last week. Sorry about that. But I will have the Dodge Charger SRT Hellcat Red Eye. It's a lot of words. Lomed, yes, night drive is coming for this one. Day drive's already out. Rashad, you don't like the vehicle? What don't you like about it? I'm so curious because I've been such a fan of it. The only thing that immediately I noticed after driving it for 15 minutes was I could not get the front seat, the driver's seat, low enough. So I felt like I was sitting too high, and that was bothersome to me. It's the only thing that I really have not liked about this vehicle. Dean, so $65,000 price point, just keep in mind, if you try to load up or if you are going in with $65,000 for an X5 or a GLE, you won't get nearly the same level of equipment that you get in the Genesis. Though, I mean, there's still something to be said for brand prestige, and a BMW or Mercedes-Benz has that certain panache. But for 65 grand, you're not going to get a well-equipped version of either of those vehicles. Going back in time on the questions, Carson, disagree. This is not... I don't think this is Hyundai POS. I think this is a really well-built vehicle. Gas mileage, great question, Rashad. I have not been getting great gas mileage. I've been getting, see if it shows up here, 15 miles per gallon over 15 miles per gallon average over the last, was it 150 miles or so? So the fuel economy could be better. Cargo, asked Nina. Let me get to that. Thanks for your patience again. So Genesis hides their trunk release button, not under the license plate or under the this ledge above the license plate or anything like that, or even on the letters. It's right here under the windshield wipers, which I think is so clever. Great use of space. Here's the cargo area. I don't remember the cargo dimensions off the top of my head, I apologize. But I do know that you can fold the second row of seats right from here. Bye-bye. You cannot raise them from here though. That I would like to see. I don't know why they don't give you options to raise as well. But now you can remove this cargo cover and there's just plenty of cargo space back here. Lift up this carpet here. Lift up this handle. And you've got additional storage in here, and there's your manual right there. And then toolkit, and beneath that cover is going to be a spare tire. So that's the cargo area in the Genesis GV80. You also have a DC socket back here. Lights, hooks, LED lights at that. Power tailgate, of course. And if the car was off and I had the key on me, it would do kick sensing. Or actually, no, that's only on the top of the line. Sorry. Apologize. Don't want to mislead. See if there are any new questions that because I might have missed some in there. I apologize. There are discounts on the X5 and GLE, but I also think that because Genesis is not a fully appreciated luxury brand at this point yet, I bet you can go into a dealership and get, from Ed. Thank you so much for your contribution. Thank you so much for, what do they call these? Super chat contribution, Ed. I apologize, I didn't see that right away. Exhaust real or fake? The exhaust on the GV80 is real from the back, but pumped in noise through the speakers inside. So unfortunately, there is a bit of fake exhaust note coming into the cabin, but they really try to mimic that genuine exhaust. It's just not the best sound anyway coming from this engine. It's acceptable. It's in no way, again, soul stirring or anything like that. But thank you so much, Ed. I really appreciate your super chat contribution. It really helps out. It does have radio limit. It has Sirius XM radio, HD radio. Do I prefer Escalator this, George? Interesting question. I really like the new Escalade. In terms of how I think the vehicles will wear, something about the quality of the materials in here seems like they're gonna last more than the Escalade. So if it's like a 3-year lease, I'll take the Escalade because that's just like, it's just such a statement piece. But if it's something I'm gonna own for many, many years, I'd probably buy this. I think this is gonna be more reliable, and I think the material quality is just better. Yeah, I agree, Shergo. I don't think that the steering wheel design is necessarily the best that they could do. Again, it's one thing that they just wanted to be distinguished. They didn't want a steering wheel like everyone else, but in this case, it's like it's not that good looking. It does have backup cameras. Quality asked Ben on the backup cameras. So let's throw it into reverse. I do love this. At night you'll be able to see. Again, follow me on TikTok because I've got a bunch of videos that show off some of the features. But pulling it into reverse at night, this will all go red. Going to drive, it'll all go blue, and going to park, it's red or blue with this red on the center. Going into reverse, this is the backup camera quality. So we do have a bird's eye view. It's upset that the door is open. We do have a bird's eye view over here to the right, and the backup camera quality is pretty good. It's not the best I've ever seen, but it's definitely high resolution, and at night it's illuminated well with the backup lights. I know there is an embargo for the new MDX, but it's better than I really can't share impressions yet. Tomorrow, I will definitely be able to share impressions on the MDX. I choose the SQ7 in this class. Yeah, I don't know the starting price off the top of my head for the SQ7, but I guarantee that that it's, if you spec it out similarly to this one, it's going to be more expensive. How good is the dynamic steering typically in sport mode? So the steering's uninspired. I'm not getting a lot of feedback from the steering wheel. Again, this is very much leaning towards the luxury end of the luxury performance spectrum. It is not a performance vehicle, and so I didn't come in with high expectations in terms of performance. The engine is very robust. That was great. The brake pedal feel is strong. That was also excellent. The steering feel is fine. It's not great. It's not awful. I just don't get a ton of communication from the front tires. There is plenty of resistance to the wheel that's added in sport mode, so you feel like it's fighting me a little bit, and that's good, but resistance doesn't equate to feel. All right, how comfy are the seats? Asks Sam. These seats are very comfortable. Again, my only complaint with this is that I can't get the driver's seat low enough, at least for my body type where I've got a longer torso, so I feel like I'm looking too high. I want them to lower, but these seats have massaging capability. This button here on the side, and then it gives you a bunch of different options. I'll put it back in park, and then gives you pelvic stretching, lumbar stretching, whole body stretching. Those are your 3 options for massage, and so I turn that on constantly. I love massaging seats, and their ergonomics are superb. It also has, got to go in here, has options for how it sets up your driving position. So how do I do that? I've not actually done this before. Oh, I'm up high. There we go. So you guess you can adjust the passenger seat from here, but I thought there was I thought it had the option to give you how you input your body measurements, and then it gives you the adjustment of your seat. I really thought I saw that on the options list. I didn't actually do it, so apologize if I'm misleading here, but I thought it had that adjustment. Either way, the seats are very comfortable, and I drove it for a long distance and felt very much fresh at the end of that drive, so no complaints there. Sorry that I can't go give you guys a drive impression, or at least I can't go drive and show you driving because I'm just riding solo today. But yeah, again, just look at these details in this cabin. Really nice quality. This matte wood finish feels so good. Does not feel cheap at all. You got wireless smartphone charging, 2 USB, not USB-C ports. That slides back. 3 zones of climate control, so 2 up here and then a 3rd back there. How many compliments? Shocking numbers of compliments, Bradley, on this vehicle. I've been stopped or approached by like 3 or 4 different people, which honestly doesn't happen because I don't spend a lot of time out and about in places or lingering around the vehicle most of the time, so I don't get a lot of people stopping me. But quite a few people came up to me like, is this the new Genesis SUV? I said yes, and they said, wow, it's beautiful. And they didn't even see the interior. A couple people, I had to like open the door, walk away, let them take a look at the interior, and even that was just like, they were so impressed. So shocking numbers of people have said that they appreciated the look and what Genesis is doing with this new GV80, and I think they're right on. All right, guys, so with that, I'm going to wrap this one up. GV80, one of my favorite SUVs on sale, bar none. Really a top contender in this segment, a very competitive segment at that. It's not just like, you know, a ho-hum segment. There are a lot of vehicles vying for your attention, and Genesis absolutely deserves your attention. Sorry, Rashad, I can't do a quick drive because I'm just riding solo here. It would not be safe. All right, so thank you, Nina. I will see you Monday with that Acura MDX A-Spec review. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you later.